to say it. I think if you're following the markets, you know that the markets are just, not the fact that they're moving a lot faster. The speeds have increased, and just in my opinion, I don't think they're going to slow down. I think everything is going to get faster as we get between now and year end. People are getting a little nervous, people are getting uncomfortable. It's not even news driven at this point. It's just the market is sensitive, and it shows that it's exposing people. It's exposing how people in this market maybe still be all in, which I think is just my opinion. Do you really want to be all in a market like this with this kind of speed? You could wake up in a day, or something can happen, and you could lose what you made in the summer or what you made all year, which is starting to happen now. Okay. Also, some of the manias are starting to hit. Because what have we been on all year? Gold, silver, platinum, palladium. That's been our main thing. If you've been following us, you know we're on board. We're waiting for what we talked about this week. If you belong to the group, we said we're ready to hit parabolics. And people, there is no formula to trade parabolics. There's no system. There's no way. You know what it is? It's experience. And very few people have been involved in parabolics. I have. You know what? I'm an old man. I've been doing this for over 4 decades. So I've been involved in parabolics. There's only one formula. You put on a friggin' blindfold, and you pick your spots, and you go through it. You put it on auto drop. And what happened? Last night, we hit the parabolics. So what do? We put on the blindfold, and we started selling into it. I'm going to give you some examples. Gold. I mean, gold is everywhere. You talk about gold now. It's incredible. You know, you put on the Cartoon Network, they're talking about gold. Look what happened last night. Went parabolic again. Think about this. Look at gold. It sat here for a while, and then once it started going, went from 3,500 to 4,300. But it went this way. This is a little more uniform than parabolic. I'm going to show you parabolic. So what do? We started yesterday. We started selling out gold, gold equities that we've had on for a while. We're going to feed it. We're going to continue to feed it. Why? Because if it does reverse, this could go down real fast. Now, I'm going to show you a better parabolic chart, but we are feeding it. You know, you're not, it's not that I'm bearish. It's just that you got to have a plan. And the plan is when it goes a little hysterical like this, you sell it. And that's what we're doing here in gold. I'm going to show you what parabolic is. Okay. Silver, palladium is parabolic. Look at palladium. That's parabolic. So what we're doing, we're cashing in those too. Okay, we got our platinum palladium stocks. We're selling those. Silver is the highlight. All of a sudden, everybody's a silver expert. Everybody wants to know what silver is. Let me tell you something. I love it, the fact that people want to know about silver now that it's up here. And now we made this long video, which I think we're going to send it out now. I'm sorry, I think we didn't get it to you guys. We put it on last Saturday. Explain what's going on in silver here compared to everything else. Because the price of physical silver is the real price. And it's the first time that that's been there in 50 years, where the physical price is the real price of silver. Look at the silver chart. You got to be kidding me. You need seatbelts for this one. And what do we say? It's going to become untradeable. And once silver went through here, what has become untradeable? Now this is what we consider parabolic. And I tell you, if it's going to breathe, which I think happened last night, I think you made that new high and you failed. I think this could go very, very lower. Not because I'm bearish, you just got to get the, you know what this is, guys? You know what parabolic is? People say, I got to get in, I got to get in, I got to get in. Everybody's in silver. Find me a coin, find me a quarter, find me anything, a silver bar, and they just chase. And all the people are trapped up here, and they have no idea what they're in from the downside. You know, if you're following us for a while, you know what we call silver. It's like going on Space Mountain. Okay, you're in the dark, you're up and down, you have no idea where you are, just hopefully you come out safe. That's what silver is. There's so many people who could be bullish silver, and it'll go up, and they'll look and they go, I made no money. Because it is so hard to trade. So there's times to make money and times to say, listen, let it do its dance. Right now it's doing its dance. So we've been cashing in. We've cashed in and we're going to continue to do it. I told you, we started yesterday selling our gold stocks, selling our positions in our precious metals. We think they're going to breathe. We're going to put them right back on. Well, look at this, guys. Okay, because I want to show it to you because for the first time all year, we're selling. You don't want to be long these metals. That's the thing I'm trying to say. You don't want to be long these metals anymore. It doesn't mean we're bearish. It just means it's the time to get out. You got to have a plan. Platinum, same thing. You got to have a plan. Same thing. Look at that gold, just going parabolic. Sold. Because the thing about parabolic, okay, only because I have experience in this, guys. Parabolic means it goes from here like this, and the speed is incredible. The thing is, the speed when it reverses is faster. And then you don't get a chance. Then you say, okay, I'll wait for a little bit of a bounce. You don't get the bounce. Next thing you know, went up, went down, you're right back where you started. And you know what we say, the old Italian guys, I got shiny pants. I got nothing there to show for it. Okay, that's what you do. So you gotta react. But the thing is, it's easy to say after the fact, but you got to sell it while it's going up. Now it's so hard to try. Look, as we're talking, gold has gone negative, silver's down $1.40, platinum's down $100. This is serious, serious stuff. Okay, and the equities are going to turn. Another thing that we got out of, and we waited and we were talking about this with the group, was these hot sectors: uranium, lithium, rare earth, titanium. Okay, and everybody's get me in. It reminded me a little bit of crypto when everybody said get me in all these cryptos. Okay, you don't want to do that. So what have we been doing? We've been selling. We got out, and now we're looking to get back in. Okay, we caught something this week that we've had on since the beginning of the year. February around there, and I didn't realize what the group had it on. They're buying it at 60 cents, 70 cents, 80 cents. We sold it out this week. I'm going to show it to you. Why? Because we're trying to put it right back on again. AREC. The group had it on down here. Oh, it wasn't even beginning. It was like February, March, like I said. And I didn't know because they were just telling me now. So yeah, we bought this at 70 cents, 80 cents, 90 cents. We sold it out all up here between 6.5 and 7, the whole thing. These guys made a 10x on this. How cool is that? They made my day when they would tell me about it. So everybody's out. Now you know what we're doing? We're buying it back because it's right here. We're going to buy it right here and scale back right back in. How cool is that? You make a 10x, you avoid this, and you put it right back on, and that's what we're going to do. We have a plan here if you want to watch us, if you want to join. We have a plan to put this back on. How cool is that? And we have a few other ones. You know the ones we were on, USAR, rare earth. We got out of it. Now we think everybody's caught in USAR, which is that's even more scary. Where is USAR? I don't know if you see it somewhere. USAR? Jump at you anyway, Steve. Yeah, right here, USAR. Now look how everybody got caught. We got out of this. We cashed it in. Now, you know how many people are stuck up here? Rare earth. That's what I kept hearing. Like I said before, you say you want to be long rare earth. Name me one rare earth metal. I don't think you can. I don't even think I can. Now you're caught. You're really stuck here. And now it's going to go down. The market's breathing. You get below here. Look out. It's going to go right back where it started. Straight up, straight down. You know what happened? Everybody lost money. That's what's going to happen. Okay? That's the difference between investing, chasing, being reactive. We aren't any of those. We're proactive. We don't chase and we don't invest. We trade. And it's been working. I'm just giving you some examples. Okay. That's where we stand. You know our energy views? We like oil down here, even though the market doesn't, because we think oil is in a giant range. Okay, well, we think it's going to be, not giant, we think it's in a range for a long time. And it's at the extension on the downside. So what have we been doing? Starting to buy oil, starting to buy gasoline. We're looking at heating oil today. We're putting back on ExxonMobil. Okay, if you're following us all year, you know ExxonMobil, believe me, I gotta send the CEO a case of champagne because this guy's been a pleasure. We've been trading the range. And what are we doing now? We're getting back in. Starting getting back into ExxonMobil. We make the videos, we make the clips. We made a clip here, bought it, sold it, bought it. We made 2 clips down here because we bought it a few times. When we sell it, sold it here, bought it here, sold it. I'm not making it up, guys. I know it sounds a little crazy, but go look at the clips. They're right there. Now we're getting back in again. We're going to get right back into ExxonMobil because we think oil is in a range. So if it's in a range, then wherever the equities are at the range that's attractive to us, that's where we get in. So we're sticking to ExxonMobil because it's been good to us. That's oil. The one we think is going to catch everybody off guard. And I've been on this for a while, okay, and it has been working. It's just sitting are the foods, and especially grains. And I think soybeans are at cost of great value because there's no deal with China, and China's kind of our biggest customer. So but people still got to eat beans, whether they buy them from us or they buy them from somewhere else. They still got to get consumed. So $10 a bushel is cheap. So we have beans on. Corn market, we've lost all our customers. Everybody's buying corn from all over the planet. First of all, we don't eat corn. No, people don't eat corn. Corn's being grown to feed animals. 90% of the corn that's grown on this planet feeds animals. Okay, so the animals still got to eat because that's the productive cycle. So corn has gotten itself caught the wrong way. And we've been saying it for a while, and we think there's a second wave coming. This is the corn market. Okay, we caught this. Okay, we caught it down. We got in pretty large down here. We sold out a big piece up here, and we said if the market pulls back and makes another wave up through here, it's going to pop. Okay, so we haven't done nothing. We still got the same position. We bought a lot down here, sold maybe 30% up here, and haven't done nothing since. I think it's setting up to go higher again, but this could be a lot larger. That's just my opinion. That's the way we call trading the markets, understanding the markets. Okay, enough of me chit-chatting here. Let's get a few questions, then we'll go what we're looking at going forward.
Joe, so one of your viewers wants to talk about Tesla.
Tesla, we don't have a strong opinion on Tesla. If you caught the move up, fine. It's not in any area that I would actually put my money on the line.
Okay. Joe, I know you did gold and silver early on. Can you talk about some of the equities that you have for gold and silver?
Yeah, well, we don't have many more because we're waiting. But the equities we have on, pretty much, well, Hecla was one of them. Look at these things. Look at these things. What a move. What a friggin' move. That's one of them. We don't want to be long any of these anymore. We think they're all going to breathe. We think they're all going to pull back strongly. You could be in. Hecla was one. That's for silver. For gold, AEM, Agnico. That's the one we think. That's the one our favorite because it's intrinsic. Look at this. $80, $90 goes up to $190. The little ones that we had on, which don't move in percentages, they move in multiples. They've been kind of our cash cows. NGD. If you follow us on TikTok, you know we have NGD. I went from down here, $1.50, $2, $2.50, bang, $7. Done deal on there. Same thing. IAG, a dollar stock that we had on. That's another way. You got to know what, if you trade gold stocks, you trade oil stocks or silver stocks. You can't just say, you know what, I want to buy an oil stock. Well, what do you want to buy? Do you want to buy a refiner? Do you want to buy a driller? Do you want to buy a storage facility? You got to know what you're doing. Gold stocks. You want to buy a gold stock, or what they call them miners, is the ones that say, listen, I want to borrow money against the gold that's still in the mine. And they can borrow, you can only borrow a certain amount. Or they mine the gold and they sell it as it comes out, they sell it as it comes out. Or they take the gold and say, you know what, I think gold's going to go higher, and they keep it. So you got to know what their hedging plans are, then you have a better opinion. So if you're bullish on gold, extremely bullish, you want to buy the ones that keep the gold. If you want gold that keeps piling on and letting it go, and you ride a wave, fine. If you want to know something that's going to give you value, then you look for the ones. And all gold miners are different, so you got to know the difference. I know the difference because I'm doing this for 40 years, so I know how. I kind of know. I think I know how they're hedging. So if I'm super bullish, I'm going to keep something like an Agnico that I just showed you went from 80 to 180. It was actually 40 last year because they keep the gold. They got little stones and they can go for it. Okay. Another gold stock that we have, I said was a dollar stock, IAG. You tell me, guys. We had this, and along the term, we go back to $2. $2 in this thing. $14. Okay? These aren't moving in percentages. These are multiples. These are ones that we have because we know we got leverage out of them. I'd rather buy something that can move a 5x than something that's $30 and it's going to go to $60. That's the edge because we've been finding these for a while. We've been cashing in on ones the last couple of days. We call them little lottery tickets. We bought a gold stock at the beginning of the year. We made almost a 3x. We sold it out yesterday. We found a gold stock, an abstract one, that's not on the board. Let me tell you, when they got 5 letters, they're not on the board. This one had 5 letters in it. I kind of know what goes on. We bought it maybe 2 months ago when they were all starting to go, and this one didn't. We bought like 12 or 13. We've been kicking it out the last couple of days, 17, 17 and a half, 18. Okay, same thing. We're cashing these things in. So that's how we trade gold stocks.
So, Joe, you actually have a question from a viewer that this is a good opportunity for you to explain the difference. My Milky Way is asking what's the best long term investment? And maybe if you pull up the XOM chart, you can explain who you are as opposed to being an investor, the fact that you're a trader.
We are not investors, guys. We are traders. Okay? I'm going to show you the reason in a second how trading is working in this environment. This is ExxonMobil. So if you're an investor at the beginning of the year, you make your allocations, go back to January, ExxonMobil, $110. Okay? We've been trading this easily a half a dozen times this year. Okay? Now you're almost at the end of the year. Where is it? $110. So if you invested in ExxonMobil, nothing happened. I told you, it's taken this half a dozen times. We've been taking money. Okay, we're probably, especially on the last one, we're probably up maybe $40 on a $110 stock that's gone nowhere for the year. That's the difference between trading and investing. I don't think there's anything on this board that I would invest in. When I say investing, I mean I want to buy something for my children or my grandchildren. I don't see anything on that board I would want to do that. So I want to stick to trading until I think this environment, it's getting recalibrated. We got a new administration, extreme differences from the old administration. We got tariffs. We got the dollar moving the most it's moved in 50 years. We've got geopolitical problems. There's friction around. So all these things the market's trying to adjust and figure it out. So while they're trying to figure it out, I use my trading skills that I was taught from the best teachers on the planet over the years. I retired from Goldman Sachs. I had the best teachers on the planet taking advantage of these kind of markets.
I love it, Joe. Look, people, as you know, everybody loves your videos, Joe, your
Good,
shorts.
good.
They love you on TikTok. By the way, you're coming up at 8:30.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
Can you give us an idea, just a real quick, how do we sign up for your website? And
Yep.
yeah,
You want to see how we're doing for the year? Just to give you an idea that how trading is a difference compared to investing. Okay, this is us. Where are we? Okay. See what that says? 258% for the year. Now we're not up 258. We're probably up around 230% for the year. Those are just closed trades. We got trade action, 430 trades this year. Trades, no investing. 200 something percent. If you think you're investing, you're gonna make 200%. We actually had somebody on here who was on MarketWatch.com. They did an article on us beginning of September. Someone who says, I want to become a trader, and he was an amateur at it. He said, I'm just going to follow, and he was looking over my shoulder. Made enough money, bought a summer house in Florida for his grandkids. Okay, so you can make. It might take you 20 years to make that kind of money. Made it in 6 months. That's the difference between recognizing trading and recognizing investing.
so that's really what I get as to join your website as a member. That's really what I'm getting is the ability to look over your shoulder at every trade that you're doing. I already know that you know what you're talking about. I've watched 100 of your video clips on YouTube, literally 100 of them. You bought something low and you sold it high. I know you're successful. And now, if I join your website, this is basically the way to have a behind the scenes look at what you're doing.
Yeah, and you know what's a little different here? Okay, the market's going up. Everybody's making money. That's just the natural environment of the U.S. Everybody's long stocks and they go up. I think stocks are going to start to go down. So now people that have made the money, been on the gravy train, they're going to give it back. I'm going to show you something, what we do. And we just did this. And if you want to look, there's a video on it. We go short also. We don't only go long. I'm going to show you where we went short. We went short Baidu. If you go look last week, we put a nice video out on it. Okay. How cool is that to be short something? Okay, so we know how to make money both ways. We got short up here, we covered it down there, we put the videos on, told you exactly what we're doing. We're short Alibaba right now. We're short Century Aluminum right now. We just covered Bank of America. Okay, so we can make money on the downside. It's not just, I'm always on the gravy train up, everybody. When it goes up, when the market goes up, everybody, listen, I know what I'm doing. I'm Warren Buffett, you know what I mean? Fine. When it goes down, let me see what you know how to do. And his famous line is, when the market goes down, it's like the tide. Who's wearing underwear and who's wearing a bathing suit. That's how you find out who knows what they're doing. You know, it's pretty funny, unless you look at me. Okay, but you see what I mean? We can make it on the downside. We recognize the same trading principles on the downside.
Well, Joe, I think the Baidu and the Alibaba examples that you just gave on you
Yeah.
going short, they're perfect because the video is only a week old. I just saw it last Saturday
Yeah.
or last Wednesday that you were going short Baidu, short Alibaba.
Yeah.
And then I just saw the follow-up videos that you just showed the chart there, went down 15 points or whatever.
We're still short Alibaba.
Another winning trade.
We're still short Alibaba. We think it's got more room on the downside.
Unbelievable.
Okay, so you can make it both ways. So as people are giving back money, we're not even like preserving. We're still on offense. We're trying to make money. Let me tell you, the market, as long as this market moves and it's a trading market, you see that 200 and something percent? Let me tell you, what do you think? I'm trying to sit on my hands here? No, I'm trying to make it into 300%. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it. It's just that's the way I'm looking at it. It's there.
So, Joe, what's the name of your website, by the way, so we can get signed up?
Okay. RNTR Trading. Okay. Okay. You know what's the problem lately? We're getting a lot of copycats. I guess people getting banged around a little bit. So all of a sudden they want to link. What do you call them? Latch on. Yeah, I like to catch them and latch them on. Okay, they put an extra G or an extra R, and they're claiming send me money or mirror trade me. Guys, we don't ask you for money. There's no mirror trading. Okay, they say we trade crypto. We don't trade crypto. We look at crypto and we're looking at it. All week we've been saying we're bearish in crypto, so watch yourself there. Okay, we don't do it. You contact us if you want to join. We get back to you. We send you the video, we send you a link, we send you a mail, and then we invite you into our Discord chat. So everything has a little bit of security around it. Okay, you get everything. You get live webinar with Guy Adami, trade alerts. You don't have to look at me or hear me all day if you don't want, which is a good idea also. Only when I trade, you'll get an alert on your phone or wherever you're walking around with. Guys, I'm looking at this. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I'm looking over my shoulder. Then you say, oh, you know what? I'm looking at it too. I give you a chance to trade. I don't jump in front of anybody. So guys, I'm looking at this and then we trade. You get all of this constant Discord all day, 24 hours because we trade commodities during the week. So you better be prepared if you want to trade commodities to, see these bags under my eyes? Where do you think they come from? You're going to get them too. I got no problem putting a few bags on my eyes if I could put a few bags in my pocket, right? Make some money, making some serious money. We're making it sometimes in the middle of the night. The last thing you need is a rooster like me waking you up at 3:30. I'm saying, guys, we're selling our sugar, we're buying our cocoa, we're selling coffee, okay? But it's there. It's there.
So I guess these are the sacrifices you have to make. You have to be ready to be up at all hours of the night, maybe to trade some of the commodities that trade all day long.
You make money. Is that a sacrifice? I don't know. You tell me. People work, a month. Well, what we can make in a few hours, and you get it for 5 minutes. Those numbers are real. They're not fooling around. And we have everybody in the group is having numbers like this. And it's not a fluke because last year we were up over 100%. So this is not a flash in the pan. I've been doing this forever. I'm seeing all the traps. Okay, there's two ways to perform. You got to know when to make money and when not to give it back. And now everybody's been making the money. This market goes down. Watch how quickly people are going to say, what happened to my year? And we're not going to say that here. That's just my opinion.
Well, Joe, I know it's not a joke because I read that Market Watch article.
Okay.
Like, that's ridiculous. A guy, just a regular guy.
He's retired.
He's an electrician. He's a bartender. He's a landscaper.
Piggybacking.
And he just watched you, but bought a membership, $78.
Yeah.
Looked over your shoulder, mimicked your trades, and before you know it, he bought a house.
What a house.
It's
And
ridiculous.
believe me, he didn't even spend all the money he made on the house.
Wow.
Because that's how much he made. He just, I was surprised. Oh my God.
That is outstanding.
And it's on Market Watch. You go look at it.
Joe, I'm sorry to cut you short. We have to head over to TikTok in a few minutes.
Okay.
Tell us what the deal is. What's the next time we're going to see you here?
Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Okay, and we're still seeing if we get enough of an audience. We're going to try to add more. But right now, we'll be here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. You got to watch yourself today. I just want to put this up to give you an idea what things are. See, the stock market's all over the place. Look at metals. I mean, this is serious stuff, guys. These are serious reversals. Strap in on this stuff. Okay, things are red, things are green, and people are just getting. If they're traders and they don't know how to trade, you might as well just throw your money in there right now. So watch yourself. Okay, we'll talk tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Perfect. Thanks, Joe.